Welcome to Wahl+Case Listen, Tech Jobs, where we take a deep dive into the different positions available in the tech industry. Today, we will be covering IT sales functions in the typical tech and SaaS sales org. Positions like SDR, account executive, business development, and customer success. Please enjoy. I'm here with Milos Cavic. Is that how you say your last name, actually?
No, actually, it's Cavic. But yeah, it's hard to pronounce, so
that's great.
Cavic is fine as well.
I never knew that.
Yeah, you have those apostrophes at the end, and accentation is a bit different. So there are some pronunciations that are not common to a native English speaker.
Great to know. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I got to remember this from now on. The team manager of the enterprise tech team, as well as the consumer tech. No, fintech team. Now.
Fintech team.
We just making that change.
And edtech
and
as
edtech
well.
currently. Yeah. Cool. Nice. And so today we wanted to go over different tech sales positions, different software sales positions in Japan, kind of what those definitions are, and then also maybe get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty around what the length of the sales cycles are, what to kind of expect when you are working in that industry. Milos, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. It's a beautiful day outside.
It is.
Finally, Tokyo Spring came. So, yeah, as you were saying about the sales and what it means in Japan, I mean, there are some specifics about Japan, but more than that, most of the sales function, also terms that have been used in the tech industry are coming from Silicon Valley. Cool. And are translated to Japan. So I would say this would be more general about it. There are some specifics that we can mention later on. But in the first place, I was thinking to speak how to define sales.
Great.
As such, and what it means.
That's a great place to start.
in software industry. So
cool. Yeah.
First of all, what we need to talk about is it a service or a product that we are selling? And we need to understand what is monetization structure that each company has, and then see what would be the role of sales itself within that. So as we know, sales should be some person who is basically introducing and having high close interaction with potential buyers or clients to sell a product or a service.
Cool. So kind of, I'm going to pause you there for a second. So kind of like the face, like the first interaction, the first point of contact would be sales, or?
Yeah, it can be first point of contact. Marketing actually is the first point of the contact, but sales is the one that has more closest relation with the potential buyer or a company that is targeted. So for that sake, in IT, what we can sell when it comes to IT, it's like services. Services can be various, like from consulting services, how you need to transform digital transformation of your company, what products you need to use for storing actually your data, whether it is server sales, storage sales, infrastructure, network. Cool. Itself, and you can integrate all that. So some of the service sales, it's quite complex. So it can be called consultative sales, it can be called solution sales, and it can be also doing infrastructure sales as well. And common name for them is system integrators as well.
Okay.
Or SEERs as abbreviation. So that would be one side. Product sales, on the other hand, can be both hardware and software. So on the hardware side, if you're just selling, I would say, storage or a server, one that we are having in the office here, that's simple product sale. Or if you're selling these laptops that we are having from Apple.
It's a direct product sale.
It's direct product sale.
Okay, for sure.
Software sale, it's even more complex than that.
Okay.
And it can be diversified into several subsectors and several subspecies of it. I mean, all of them are quite interesting and so on, but what would you like to know?
That's a great question. Yeah, so kind of continuing from there, I think the services angle is interesting. And I think that maybe from there, what we can talk about is kind of like the full sales cycle, what that looks like, and then also how that's segmented. So like if there's there's the terms like pre-sales, post-sales. We mentioned like the salesperson could be the closest. Where does the account manager kind of fit into that? Like customer success, even like being a further kind of development from there. So yeah, if you want to maybe let's go through what a sales cycle will look like.
Sales funnel.
Yeah, funnel,
okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I mean, sales cannot be done without marketing. First of all, they are intertwined and going always together. So sales starts where marketing ends. What that would be? Marketing function is in enterprise technology is to generate potential leads for sales to execute on. So once marketing generates those leads, then usually we have, and this is most common diversification of sales roles, would be to pass it on what they call sales development representative, or some they call it also inside sales, but those can be different from company to company. So sales development representative is someone who is qualifying leads that came from marketing.
Okay.
Whether they are hot leads or a cold leads. Hot leads is if they think that this company might be a potential prospect or a buyer in the future, and cold lead is just getting information of a person that might be kingpin or a buyer from client side. So the role of SDR would be to qualify those leads and then pass them on.
When you say qualify, does that mean they're actually engaging with these, or are they just looking over the profile of the applicants? Like, what does that kind of process look like?
Depends on the company structure of sales function and organization and methodology they're using. Some are engaging, other ones are just doing research.
Okay.
So let's put it in this way that, let's say they just do research. They need to find out information about the company, potential buyer, size, structure, budget. That is very important, whether they have budget or not for a certain product. As well who might be counterpart at the company, which organization or which business unit we are targeting. Is that IT business unit? Is that CXO? Is that maybe analytics, marketing, sales departments, all different? So
depending on what the service that they're selling is.
Yes, depending on the software itself.
Yeah, software for sure.
And then, depending usually on the size of the company, once they qualify that lead, and if they know if there is a budget, they can pass it over to either account executives or inside sales. Cool. Usually inside sales in that sense are activating or engaging clients that are mostly small, medium-sized enterprises to medium-sized enterprises. And they're trying to close those clients using both phone, Zoom, email, doing demo presentation online.
Cool, okay.
Less meeting client face-to-face.
Okay, and so outside sales, account executive, they're kind of overlapping. So I've also heard the term like hunter sales, field sales. Are those the same or are those different?
Usually, hunter sales is something that's really a broader term. That person or sales is going out trying to find new clients, whether they have existing leads or not. Yes. They're sometimes generating leads on their own, but they're the ones who try to find and bring on new clients, close them as well. So from company to company, different titles. Sometimes they are called account executives. Sometimes they are called business development as well. Yeah. And those are usually outside sales. So field sales, it can equate to outside sales as well, in that sense. In tech industry, mostly word field is associated with marketing, field marketing, then field sales. Field sales got titles of account executive and business development.
So those are kind of, it's like just like a different kind of, like within sort of the umbrella term, and then there's these different kind of specific positions depending on the company, depending on the...
Yes, definitely. Cool. So outside sales is, as it word mentions, it's all, they meet the clients, they get to know them, they try to understand their needs, their problems before engaging in sales activity.
Okay.
I mean, at least good ones do that. Yes. So that would be definition of it. And differences is they try mostly to engage large enterprises, 1,000 plus people or 500 at least. Companies.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah, that would be simply not.
So okay, that's great. So there's kind of that division between like a small, mid-sized, where the meetings aren't necessarily happening in person. It's a little bit more Zoom, like you were saying, demo presentations, email. But then when you get to the kind of the enterprise level, those meetings are generally happening in person. You're going to the clients. Okay.
It also depends on the revenue size. I mean, and the deal size. SMBs are usually small type of deals.
Okay.
And that deal's investment, person going to meet client, time investment is much bigger, and the costs associated with it can be also large. So for that reason, it's cheaper to stay in the office or at home and trying to sell that way. You can engage more clients. And it's cost savings. But when you're having large clients, means deals will be larger, because usually, and then that brings us how we define that. Like what would be the monetization that companies are using, contemporary companies are using when they're trying to sell their tech products. So basic ones till 2000s, once, since internet, I would say bubble, predominantly method of sales was license sales.
Okay.
So when you're selling software, they were sold on CD-ROMs or they were integrated in your computers already. They were sold on perpetual model. So one-time sales of license, and you can use it as long.
Okay.
Though then you have support, upgrades you need to pay later on as well. With the development of cloud technology, and everything going on cloud, as we call it, becoming software as a service, or abbreviation SaaS, a subscription model came into play. And that subscription model itself has different variations. So we are subscribing for using a software that is actually doesn't need to be based on our machine. It can be based basically half of the world away from us. And that rises also virtualization technology, big data, many different aspects. But to stay on the track, those subscriptions versus what is called license or on-prem. On-premise solution means on machine. That's what's changed dramatically in past 5-10 years. Especially will change even more once we have 5G network.
Okay.
That would be the case. Now, when it comes to that subscription model itself, you have different modalities. It can be both selling the product, subscription plus charging on service, one-time deal, or most common use is MRR model or ARR model.
Okay, what are those?
So MRR model means monthly recurring revenue.
Okay.
And that's what you are charging clients. Client is basically paying you on monthly basis. Imagine on Zoom subscription, you are paying Zoom subscription on monthly basis, and you can cancel it at any time. ARR model is annual recurring revenue.
Okay.
That model is, you make 1 year contract, and then after a year you renew it. It can be also paid in different installments, 12-month installments and so on, but it's usually annual. And you have longer contracts as well. depending on the size of the deal. So
super interesting.
yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. So basically, then different thing before we come back to understand the function of sales itself. As we mentioned, they're selling in this method, but also how they're selling. What is the business unit of sales? That can be like how many users we are having. Like our company has 60 something users. So we are paying for a Gmail service for 60 something people on annual or monthly basis. So selling per user. Sometimes you can sell per unit as well.
Okay.
So if this software, analytics software, like which analytics software you usually use?
We use this, the tool we use for SEO is called Ubersuggest.
Okay.
But basically for that, we have one license.
Yeah.
But we all share it.
That's one of the models. Like you can do like one account, one user. Yeah, but no, trust me, those companies knows they allow mostly those things. I mean, similar thing to Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like Netflix.
Yeah, but sometimes companies, in order to insure against that, they sell per unit.
Okay.
So they can sell like. Apple can install on this MacBook Air's notes. And then they say you can use notes or you can use analytics tools that we are providing.
Just on this computer?
Just on this unit, on this computer.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how many, we can sell it that way. Or per server. Okay. So there are a lot of things that you can install per server. That's, for example, for cloud management. Not only cloud manager, but when it's turned on, turned off, I just don't want to enter deep in that because it's getting confusing.
Yeah, this is good though. Yeah. This is really good.
And finally, we have the average size of deals. So usually when salesperson goes out and when they are joining the company, somebody says to them like, okay, your yearly target is $1 million.
Okay.
That can differ greatly from company to company, basically, depending on the average deal of size. Like, if a size of a deal is $100,000, that means you need to make 10 deals a year. And having in mind the potential average sales cycle. Some companies, when it's small deals, it's very short, 1 month sales cycle from lead generation till closing the deal. Some companies are 3 months, some is 6 months, and some are 1-2 years even.
Which ones? So what would you say on those? Like what generally, obviously it's going to change product, service, all the stuff. Generally, which ones would you say kind of fall into that 1 month bucket, fall into that maybe a few months bucket, fall into the year, like maybe years?
Okay, so SDR, some companies, sales development representatives and inside sales are falling into bucket of 1 to 2-3 months sales cycle.
Okay.
Account executives are usually, 3 months to 6 months. Senior account executives, 6 months to 1 year sales cycle. But that's interchangeable depending. Every company has its own model. Even our own company, our software Attune that we are using has different sales cycles.
Okay.
And different
Super
models.
Interesting. So let me just kind of digest that. So even if it's the same product or service, the sales cycle can be potentially longer or shorter depending on the customer, depending on the salesperson. Okay.
Yeah, depending on the customer, size of the customer, a model that you're using, monetization that you're using as well as sales channel that you're using. And now that becomes even more complex. So when you come to those sales channel that you're using, one that we were talking up till now was a direct sales, where you're engaging directly to clients. Other type of sales can be, you can sell besides directly, you can sell through wholesaler, you can sell through distributor.
Partner sales.
Yes, you can sell through partner technology company or technology that is complementary to your own one. So that's called also partner sales. So those are all different channels of sales that we are doing. And within your organization, sometimes you have a person designated to manage those other relations than direct sales. And they are called partner sales or partner sales manager or alliance manager as well, or channel sales manager, somebody who is devising. This person is more strategic, and they are engaging those potential partners or distributors, redistributors, wholesalers. Their target is to find and pinpoint potential company that has outreach to targeted companies that their end customer, yes, which is similar to us.
Sure.
So most usually those companies are also system integrators. So let's take it, just example of it. Imagine you are a company Tableau Software. Tableau Software, one of the leading analytics software currently globally, that was acquired by Salesforce. They have quite big outreach through their partners. One of those are system integrators that are targeting. And in Japan, we have big system integrators like Fujitsu, like I would say Itochu Techno Solutions, Hitachi is doing as well. So those companies, they have deals with Tableau to sell their software to third parties when they are doing system integration. When those companies are doing digital transformation of some client, they say, okay, you need these laptops, and on these laptops you need to have this kind of softwares, and one of them will be Tableau. So different modalities are used there. That can be wholesaler. Wholesaler is somebody that you are selling your software at the cheapest rate to them, but in return you're getting quantity of sales.
For sure.
That would be the case. Reseller, it's a bit more expensive than for wholesaler, but also you are engaged more. Usually for a wholesale, you just give them, you're like, this is my license, sell my software, and you're done. Hands off. With I would say with a distributor, you are more engaged. You can provide consulting services, how to use your software, trainings and so on. So that's another thing as well. With partners, depends what's the total price to a customer, technology partner companies, because for example, Tableau, let's use it, they are partnering with a company called Informatica as well. So Informatica is totally ETL solution that comes before, connectivity solution between Tableau and the server in a way that helps information goes fast. This is in a nutshell. They're much more complex than this, but they go hand to hand. So Tableau can say, hey, let's sell this together to this client. And then depending on the price, they can arrange what part of the pie they will have.
So would it be like in that situation, this is probably more of like a partnership situation, so that role of like a partner development manager, something like that, they would be going to those meetings together with the one from Informatica?
Sometimes, yes, when they're going with partners and distributors, yes. That is the case. This is more complex in consultative type of sales than even direct sales, because they need to understand the ecosystem, what technologies will be included, what the potential partner needs, what the client needs is, and customize basically approach and solution. So that's really time consuming. So you want to find maybe different type of customers and bundle them in one group. Then you say, okay, this is type of customers that we are using, like big enterprises. We are using this model for them. Medium-sized enterprises, this, or like different industries, like to manufacturing industries, we are doing this way. So that's the case. So it becomes more and more complex and diversified as we go along.
That's great. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that's all the way up to kind of the point of the sale, almost closing deal, basically closing the deal, and then after that, what's like that post-sales like pipeline look like or funnel look like?
Okay, just to get back. So what we talked about was inside sales, outside sales, account executives usually, and partner sales. So that's going. We are not toward the end of the sales funnel.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
So what we are missing when it comes to outside sales, which also partner sales is part of. Like outside sales, we have direct sales and partner sales.
Okay.
Then you have within those, you have diversification of account executives, account managers. So account executives are the ones that are developing new clients.
Okay.
They are the ones that are more hunter type of sales.
Okay.
And even partner business development manager is somebody who is developing new partners.
Okay.
Then you have after that account managers and partner account managers.
Okay.
Those are account managers are those that are working with existing clients that were already one time closed, that we have contract with, that we can, whether it is subscription, ARR, MRR, whichever model you have, you are developing, trying to find new type of opportunities within the same client or within the same partner in a way. So that is the big difference. And sometimes different type of personalities. Usually account managers are nurturing more existing relation, or they're sometimes even called farmer sales.
Okay.
They're farming, trying to nurture new fruits from the same land. That would be. And when hiring, a lot of companies have problems with many recruiters. Recruiters not understanding the difference between those two, and they introduce for account executive roles. They introduce account managers.
That's good.
You need different set of skills to do that. Like when you're talking about sales, you're mostly referring to account executives.
Okay.
In a way, in traditional sense of that, but both type of sales need to have strong commercial ability, understanding, being inquisitive, being consultative, and
Wait, hold on. Actually, so consultative, inquisitive. Are there any other qualities that you feel really make kind of good sales?
Yes, also being empathic and not being aggressive, not trying to close the deal at any cost. As well, being knowledgeable, knowing your technology in depth. You don't need to be engineer level, but understanding functionality of your product is something that is paramount for being good sales.
Cool.
And of course, being passionate what you do. You cannot be a good sales if you don't like what you do, if you don't like meeting clients, understanding them, understanding their problems and their needs. Because sometimes the best thing that you can do with your client is saying, okay, I don't think my product is good for you right now.
That's great.
That's being sometimes consultative, and that's what builds trust.
Being honest.
Yeah.
Okay. I really understand that. I think that's kind of a good. It's something maybe you don't hear as often, and I think that's a good takeaway. Where if you are in sales, sometimes it's better to just say like, hey, it's probably not the best fit now, but if there is a time when it seems like our solution is.
I mean, there is a difference with giving up. Sales should never give up. That's the case. And differentiating, understanding, the key is when to give up.
Yeah.
Not to.
When to back off.
Yeah. And sometimes really there is no other solution. However, most of the time there is something. There is a question you didn't ask. There is a timeline that you didn't see. There is a problem that you didn't find out. And that's what you need to really exhaust everything before giving up. It many times happens when I talked with sales from various technology companies. They say they use examples of when their competitors jumped in and did the sales just because they overthought the
deal or something.
That's the case. So
That's totally fair.
that's where we are at currently when it comes to sales.
Yeah.
Account manager.
Yeah.
After those deals are closed, whether they are done by account executive or account managers, because account manager is really also broad term from company to company has different meaning. Because sometimes account managers do also after sales care. And maintaining a relation, helping, educating clients and so on. But if we diversify those roles, what comes after account manager is customer success.
Okay.
Or post-sales, or technical account manager as well. And those are the different things. Customer success is someone who may or may not have a sales target.
Okay.
Depending on the company. Someone whose goal is to take care of client, educate them about the product usage, enlighten them, make them the repetitive user, as well enjoy benefits. It's a really hard job.
I know exactly what you mean. So it's kind of like, I mean, this is kind of the negative term for it, but it's like create kind of that vendor lock-in. Like they want you to kind of use more and more of the solution, so you become kind of reliant. I mean, it sounds really manipulative when you say it like that, but like that's kind of like the overall goal. But because it's so good, that you will be using the product like more and more and more.
Definitely. And sometimes they have what's called upsell target.
Yes.
So account managers close the deal and you want to sell a little bit more like additional feature to them. And actually also the target is to renew the contract, client to want to renew the subscription with you. Sometimes there is also just renewal sales.
Okay.
Its target is just to renew. They engage client usually with big companies. They engage clients 2-3 months before expiration of subscription, and trying to re-engage them. It can be disenfranchised or even discontinued position if it's not part of this whole integrated sales funnel of account managers, customer success, renewal sales. Some companies have it very well developed. With other companies, smaller companies, account managers do all that, like renewal and customer success.
Okay.
That would be it. Technical account manager is someone who has technical knowledge, can do troubleshooting, and can solve some of the problems before escalating it to engineering team as well. And sometimes they have coding experience also.
Cool. Okay. So that's more of like a client-facing engineering position.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. What we didn't mention is pre-sales.
Yeah.
And pre-sales engineers.
Yeah. I don't have any background in that, so I didn't know how to ask that. Like, I don't know if you want to go into that now.
No, we can just mention a bit because they are the ones that are going together with the sales, especially with outside sales or partner sales, and they're explaining technical features of the product or service that we are offering. And they're the ones, you will hear quite often this term, POC. It's called, they're the ones that are making POC or proof of concept. That is solution that is offered to a client, and so that client can envision how it will work with them. Those mostly are done with those IT consulting companies, digital transformation, and some more complex software, whether it is ERP type of solutions.
What is ERP?
Enterprise Resource Planning. So the two biggest players are Oracle and SAP. Those products, ERP products, are actually managing all technology and IT information. Actually, they're managing whole information of your company, try to be accessible to each department at any given time, and also inputs of all departments can be visible and usable by every different department. So there is a problem, for example, if you are accounting and you are putting your basically invoices, account receivables in one place, and then on the other side, sales is just inputting deals that they closed, like without value-added tax, for example.
Okay.
So ERP is helping actually meeting those two types of data together, and they can be really costly because then you have a lot of data warehousing solution that comes to it. It's just technology is so beautiful because one thing comes after other. It's just well deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's sometimes you get lost in it. And you need way to come back.
Another solution that just simplifies everything into
layer
one.
After layer after layer.
That's totally fair. Awesome. Okay, cool. So pre-sales kind of goes in, proof of concept. Do you have a little bit more?
Let's do it in short, like marketing, generating leads. After generating leads, we have a team that qualifies leads, whether that is SDR or inside sales. After those qualified leads, it can be going to account executives, inside sales, depends on the model. Outside sales can be partner sales, direct sales. Those outsides and partner sales, they go usually with pre-sales, those technical engineers who understand, but also have commercial ability to sell the product. They need to present well to their clients. They cannot be more quite introvert people who don't have communication skills. They need to have communication skills. After that first deal is closed, then you have account managers who are trying to find more areas for expansion of a client. Sometimes you sell just one division and then you want to all company or several different divisions. That's what account manager usually do, whether partner account manager or account manager. After that comes customer success. Somebody who nurtures that relation, educates clients, make them repetitive as well. And sometimes you also have renewal sales. So that's the whole cycle. Once it's renewed, cycle comes back again. And then you always need to have those lead generation. One key thing here is a budget. You always need to look for a budget of your client. What is the next opportunity that you can sell to? So I hope that explains.
That was great.
Thank you for listening. We are always looking for feedback or questions. Please feel free to send them to b.rios@wallandcase.com. That's b.rios@wallandcase.com.